let's get started. Hello everyone, how are we doing? Today we are going to be talking about how to get into IT and InfoSec / cybersecurity. Alright, so information security, cybersecurity and information technology. I'm going to be telling you the top 5 tips on how to get started if you're brand new to the industry. Most of it is free. Some of it does require a little bit of payment. You will need to sort of splash out if you want to really go into it as to the highest level. But if you do not have any money, don't worry. There are ways to get started in the industry that I will tell you which cost you nothing. Relax back. I've got this. We'll take it from here. So, how to get into IT, information security and cybersecurity. Number 1, you do not need a degree. You just don't need it, alright? There's some things in life which need higher education, and then there's other things in life which you can pick up and grow your knowledge skill, your base, your set of knowledge as you go. With IT, and especially with InfoSec and CyberSec, but IT in general, you don't need a degree. You can actually just start very simply with things like getting jobs in customer service. So if you're looking at IT, then you're looking at things like first line support. Have you the old adage of have you turned it off and on again, that kind of stuff. With InfoSec and cybersecurity as well, though, some very basic levels, like even just like an auditor of logs and things like that, or running basic testing to see if networks are working correctly, making sure, if you're talking about information security, then running basic encryption tests and things like that. But you definitely do not need a degree to get started. Number 2, there are a huge amount of online courses that are completely free. So some of the ones that you may or may not have heard of before, and I'll list these out on the screen here. Cyberaces.org is a great website. That's a very, very good website which I've used in the past myself. Another one which I've used as well is Open Security Training. This might get stuck behind my screen here. OpenSecurityTraining.info. Let me see on my screen here. Nope, it's alright. Okay. So cyberaces.org, OpenSecurityTraining.info, and the final one, which I actually have had a hand in helping to design courses for, Cybrary.it. So all of those will give you some knowledge and some free knowledge, more importantly, on how to deal with IT, InfoSec and CyberSec. You don't need to pay for these, they're all completely free. And if you want to see my ugly mug even more, you can find a couple of the courses on Cybrary.it with my face on it. Maybe avoid those, look at the others. But there's a huge array of stuff on there. You do not need to pay for any of it. Now the third one you may need to pay for. Books. There are loads, alright? Now I will pop on the screen, where am I looking here? This side. Down below, at this corner here, I will pop on the screen loads of different books, alright? How to get started. So you got things like dealing with information security, you've got basics of IT, like fundamentals courses, and there's loads of companies as well. Cybex is a very, very good company to look at. Obviously there's Microsoft Press, there's loads of books there, like 11th Hour books, if you've ever heard of 11th Hour training. These are books that you would do to kind of brush up on your skill sets before you take a final exam. But there are absolutely loads, and I'll pepper the screen down below to kind of show you a few of them. But if you do have any specifics that you want to know, like how to get specifically into, I don't know, networking, drop a comment down below. I'll point you to an exact book if that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Number 4 are paid courses. Now, there are a few of them. There are some that I would consider to be kind of, you pay for the course itself, and then there's others where you pay for a subscription to lots of courses. So the ones where you pay for the courses themselves are things like Coursera. See if I spell it right. There you go. Coursera, Udemy. No, not O. Oh. Is it not going to work? Oh, it's not delete. It actually won't delete it. What's going on? IT struggle here. Unbelievable. All right, ignore that. That is what load of rubbish. So as I said, Coursera. Then we've got Udemy. There we go. My computer's playing ball now. See, even with these kinds of things, you still get stuff all over the place where computers are a black art, I tell you. They're black magic, even to this day. Udemy, and then we've got Next Gen T. Next Gen T. All right, those are 3 great websites where if you're looking for very specific singular courses that you can buy, usually for quite low prices, those are 3 great places to get going. All right. The other 2, which I would highly recommend, I've used both of these, and I do have one preference over the other, and I'll explain them very shortly, is ITProTV and CBT Nuggets. I believe it's .com, if I remember correctly. So the thing with these is they are not so much about paying for a single one-off course and then you buy the course. You pay a subscription and they are constantly updating the information on existing courses. They're adding new courses. You can ask for specific courses to be covered, and they're very in-depth, very, very detailed, and they have some of the industry's top people on the site in terms of what they offer out. And it's not just like just IT or just InfoSec. There's a whole kind of, they even do things like project management, data security, big data if you're into that kind of thing. But these are good places where you pay either a monthly or an annual fee, and they will give you access to their entire catalogue. That also includes things like live streams where you can ask questions live while they're developing the actual the training and stuff like that. They have forums where you can ask questions afterwards, and you can actually talk to the authors and the trainers directly. It's actually really good. And they also generally include things like test labs, so you can actually rather than just watch a video of someone doing something on a computer, you can then go and do what they did, and it will guide you through how they did it. So you actually have, if you're more than just a visual learner and you need to experience it, it's very good ways of doing it using test labs. And they also have like test exams and things where they put you under exam conditions with the types of questions that you might get if you're going for the exams. Not that you have to, but sometimes in the IT and InfoSec worlds, exams and certifications can be very, very helpful, especially if you're looking to step up your career. The final one, number 5, is networking. And I don't mean the IT kind with switches and routers and all that stuff. I'm talking community kind. There's one place everyone goes for business. If you don't know it, you should. It's really simple. LinkedIn. If you are not aware of LinkedIn, you should. You should be using it. You should definitely be aware of it. LinkedIn.com. It's full of not only information, but full of people who are in the industry, and they're looking to do and speak to people who are of like minds. So read what they say, interact with it. That's the important thing. Even if you just click like, or you comment on the thread and say thank you or whatever, LinkedIn will feed you more of that kind of information, and it's very important. If you can add to a conversation, either pose a question to the person if they've made a comment, or give some more detail on something they've discussed. Maybe they've missed something and you're like, oh, I know this. Get involved. Or even if someone asks a question on their comments, answer someone else's question, help out the community, do it, because the more you get involved with the community that you want to be in, the more likely you are to be pulled into it by other people, and you'll make a lot of contacts for other people, especially if you're the helper kind of person where you're offering out your information. The bonus thing I can give you, a bonus tip, number 6, do not think that because you know something, you shouldn't share it with other people. All right. In my 20 plus years in all of the industries I've been in, when I first started, I was the same. I was like, oh, I know this thing. I mustn't tell anyone else how to do it because it makes me more valuable. I can promise you now that is an absolute fallacy. It's a complete nightmare when it comes to creating yourself as someone that people can look up to. Don't do it. All right, I learned very quickly in the first couple of years that's not the way forward. The way forward is if you know something and someone else doesn't, push it to them, give them that information. The value you add, the reason people want to work with you, reason people want to listen to you is not because of what you know, it's because of the value you add to what you know. So the experience you bring from knowing what you know, the knowledge that comes from learning about it in a book or in a video and then actually experiencing it in real life, the extra experience of like, oh, I didn't realize that would happen. I know how it should work in a book because they give you that correct example, but in real life you have to consider this or consider that, or something else might go wrong, or it might knock on and affect something else. So keep that in mind. Do not hold back information. Help everyone you can. It's like networking on steroids. All right, don't just network, offer people the information. The value you create for yourself is what you can do with the information, not the information itself. Anyway, I hope that's helped out a little bit. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please comment down below if there's something you want me to cover. Let me know. As I said, if you want me to give you tips and tricks on good courses for certain subjects or books or whatever it might be, let me know in the comments. I will answer every comment I see. But until next time, happy learning.